The ODM party is now warning President William Ruto and daring him, telling him in case the partnership talks do not bear fruits, they are going to join Gachagua and equally field a one candidate and make sure President William Ruto is not on his seat come 2027. This is a message that was given by Catherine Omayo, who is the Deputy Secretary General. She said this while in Kwale, where the ODM was having engagement, and is something that has caused a lot of drama, chaos, and a lot of debates online, indicating that ODM is not really in good terms with the UDA because of many things that have been happening, and equally UDA seeing ODM as a lesser party. Watch this video.
Sisi tutatoa rais, hatutaki kujua hiyo negotiations itakuja, lakini ikikataa tuko sawa, tuko ready, tuko tayari. ODM!
Now that is Catherine Omayo saying that if the partnership talks does not yield fruits, then they are bound to walk out of that partnership, and also they will field a candidate. You know, right now fielding a candidate, it means they are going to be in opposition. And being in opposition, they have to join with others and sing one term. So joining with others, it means they are going to join with Rigathi Gachagua, Kalonzo Musyoka, Edwin Sifuna to be a one-term battalion against President William Ruto. We understand that President William Ruto is banking greatly on the ODM party because Ruto feels that if he has the leadership of ODM at heart, if they have a partnership talk, it means the ODM bases that used to vote for Raila Odinga will, wholeheartedly vote for UDA party, will wholeheartedly vote for him as the president. That is what William Ruto is strategizing ahead of 2027, especially now that the Mount Kenya region that voted for him gave him 3.5 million votes. Now it is backing out and they want to support their own, or whoever Rigathi Gachagua will direct to them. This is something that was expected. The prophets of doom, the prophets of the political prophets had already prophesied that ODM might not be in partnership ahead of 2027, and there are slight mistakes happening that are causing this misunderstanding. Another thing you should understand: ODM gave its own conditions before even the talks began. I showed you what Gladys Wanga was saying about zoning. She was so much determined to have zoning, and she was calling on President Ruto, UDA party, to make sure that they don't field their candidates in ODM strongholds, especially in Luo Nyanza, places like Homa Bay, because they felt that they needed to make their party strong after after Edwin Sifuna and some people, walked out to form another movement. So they wanted that ODM to remain ODM in their own strongholds, such that those constituencies that held the positions of the different positions using ODM ticket, they should be reserved for the people, the people, or rather be reserved for ODM, not UDA. But at some point, Gladys Wanga realized that in as much as she's been calling for that truce between UDA and ODM, so that they grant them the zone of ODM, William Ruto was adamant. In fact, he was determined to field candidates including Homa Bay, all places in Kenya. And this was revealed by Hassan Omar, who is the Secretary General of UDA party. And this must have irked the ODM people, because we saw even Oburu Oginga equally saying that. He said that they should allow zoning. To an extent, Rigathi Gachagua advised them that before they sign any deal they should agree on the zoning thing if ODM still wants to be a strong party in ODM. Otherwise, Gachagua warned them, telling them that if they allow, or rather if they don't allow zoning, it means William Ruto will fail the candidates, he will splash them with a lot of money for campaigns, and they will emerge as leaders, they will emerge victorious. Gladys Wanga equally, in as much as she's saying about, or rather defending ODM with all her energy, we understand that she equally wants the position. She equally wants to be the governor of Homa Bay County. I've been telling you day in, day out that in Luo Nyanza, there have never been genuine voting. There's never, in fact, hakunanga uchaguzi umefanywa ambao ni genuine, that whoever won is the one who was given the certificate. It has been a shamble. Because Raila Odinga was the one who was determining who to become the governor, who to become the MCA, who to become the member of parliament of a certain position. So those leaders like Junet Mohammed, the leaders like Gladys Wanga, who were appointed to be in those respective seats, are the ones who are complaining so much about zoning. And this has brought a wider rift between ODM and the UDA. So despite the fact that ODM leaders, some of them of course have been calling, and even today some of them said they are in broad-based, no one can change that. The fact is there's a tension amidst them, especially now that UDA wants to grab everything and leave ODM with nothing. So when you see, at some point I feel like Catherine Omanyo is someone who cannot use his head to speak what he said. It may be a script she was given by Gladys Wanga, by Oburu Oginga, and those people to make that declaration to test waters and see how it happens. At least to motivate the talks that are ongoing to be mature talks, talks that can help Kenyan mwananchi, talks that can help Kenyan or other common Mkenya. And that tells you one thing. ODM and the UDA may part ways any time from now. And as much as wamekuwa kusema tuko broad based, tumepata maendeleo, inaweza kuwa ni ujanja tu. Things are gonna be so hard for ODM and UDA, and I think William Ruto will be left frustrated because he is greatly banking on ODM to deliver votes. So if it means that ODM is not gonna deliver the votes William Ruto wants, it's gonna be so chaotic, mambo itaharibika vibaya sana. I don't know what you think. Maybe you have your comment, your opinion. You can write it in the comment section. I'll go through every comment, every opinion. I'll reply to them, and maybe they'll form a basis of whatever video I will be preparing on some other or other later time. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, like and sharing our content. Hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time I bring you a new content.